Hello, everybody. I'm Michael Price, Senior Manager of Digital Experience. So this is our group conversation for February 2nd, 2021. Going to walk you through some work that our team has done over the last quarter, starting with our team members. So up here is a link to our handbook page. You can find work in progress of things like our team principles, how we work, our sprint cycles, everything that, as a team who's come together over this quarter needs to be organized. So we have 5 full-time members, including myself, group of amazing people. Laura and Tyler were just added over the last month. We also have 5 contract team members. These are amazing individuals who are contract but full-time. So really excited to have a really rounded out team of design system leads, UX designers, front-end engineers, and full stack devs. First, Slippers, our marketing design system. So the marketing site's needs vary from the product needs. So Pajamas, the product design system, which is amazing, really focused on utility, usefulness, getting things done. On the marketing side, we want to be communicating, engaging and entertaining. So there's a lot that we can share in terms of typography, some spacing, some grid, and then there's some that we can't. We just have some components that would not make a lot of sense to be in the product, but make a lot of sense for us. So we are connected, at the root, but we have forked a little bit. So we have a Figma file, which is our Slippers Foundation file where all the design work happens. So this is the specification, and we use that for our storybook implementation. We have a Slippers repo where all the code is stored and tracked. So this is the implementation, and then this is what builds out our storybook instance, which is still under development. So this has enabled us to do a lot of work much faster than we would have. So we started with the home page and the enterprise page, applying our new design system to. It looks great. If you look at the code, there's a lot of shortcuts being made, but that's in the effort to get as many improvements live to our customers and potential customers as fast as possible. And we can iterate towards making it a more scalable code base, which we have done with the pricing page and continue to do. So we did about 5 MVCs, I believe, on the homepage, and we'll continue to iterate on this now that we have it deployed in a design system. It makes it much more easy. It's scalable, it's modular. We can make changes much, much, much more quickly. We're seeing a lot of really good results from these improvements. The enterprise page we did as well. So we did an MVC to the homepage. Our second MVC we were able to do to the homepage and the enterprise page in the same time that it took us to do the first homepage MVC, because applying the system allowed us to make changes in much fewer places that would then scale out and scaffold out to multiple parts of our experience. Hot off the press this week is the new pricing page. So this is amazing. This is the first page we built from top to bottom using our new design system. The code is much cleaner. It's not as much inline styles, and we're going to be able to take all of the improvements we did here, roll them out on the homepage, the enterprise page, and all the pages forward. So a really nice example of iterating, continually delivering, and moving things forward. This was an amazing cross-functional effort, not only from the visuals that we're seeing, the code improvements, just the copy, connecting with everyone that in product and infrastructure and everything that had to make this huge, large-scale program happen. Super fun, very proud of everyone that was involved. And just this week, we applied the design system, a very quick MVC iteration to our free trial page. We didn't move anything around. Basically, we just used everything that was there and applied our design system, which is typography, spacing, colors, primary and secondary buttons. And already it's looking much cleaner, a lot easier to read, process what I have to do as a potential customer. And another benefit is the code's so much cleaner. So now as we iterate forward, that's just going to happen so much faster. So some data. So On the homepage, what we're seeing is that customers are finding content more engaging. What's making us believe that is average time on page is up and bounce rate is down. So people come to the page, it's easier to consume, so they're reading, they're getting drawn in, it's more sticky, versus before, because of what the improvements are telling us is the content might have been hard to consume, confusing, maybe there's a bit too much of it all clustered together. So very, very promising. Again, small sample sizes here, but we're really excited about seeing green arrows pointing up. It's never a bad thing. Pricing page. So I have a link here to Shane Rice's explainer of what you're seeing here. What we're seeing in a short story version is switching from 4 options to 3 is working. A lot more people are clicking on the options. The new choice architecture makes it easier to choose. So really great to see this positive feedback in, it's about a week's worth of data. So again, very volatile, not something to trust too much yet until we get to statistical significance, but always good when you see the initial signal as positive. There's some additional technical benefits. Added a little TLDR for the efforts of getting through this deck in a timely manner. So it's much, much more efficient and enjoyable to work on the marketing site. We're seeing a lot of performance increases. Second, the CMS. So very exciting, so much work going on behind the scenes for a lot of the quarter that really came to a focal point mid-December, where we were all of a sudden had the groundwork laid and we're just releasing new pages built on CMS. So in Q3, we set a task to define the CMS, collaboratively work with everybody who is going to be a stakeholder in identifying what would be our best solution going forward. A mantra kind of rose to the surface for us, which was content creators are users too. So if it's easy and enjoyable for our content teams to make content, that's going to be felt by those who consume it, which is good for our brand. So in Q3, we also ran that process to identify the best option. So Netlify CMS was that. I have a link to the Epic if you want to follow along. And this quarter, we got into the iterative design process, as well as laying down the technical foundation. So Tina was working on the visual designs, collaborating really closely with our content teams, understanding their needs. And Lauren was doing all the work behind the scenes, getting Netlify integrated into our code base. And the exciting thing is it's running now. Be very careful because we're still fixing some things. But if you go to about.gitlab.com/admin, you can actually log into our CMS. Very exciting. Just sharing because we're dangerous and we want you to know about it, but we'll let you know and have training videos ready for when it's actually ready for mass consumption. But really cool, you can just log in. There's a GitLab authentication service that uses our current GitLab information. Over here on the top right, you can see the list of topics we have where we've pulled in the topics pages. We're going to move on to the blog pages very quickly. Very, very exciting. Here's an example of a topics page, the continuous integration and continuous delivery page. So we started with topics pages because there were fewer of them. The blog, there's so much content. So by using a set of pages that have less variability, just means we can have more confidence in what we're doing. There is also the topics pages have a little bit more of a similar content hierarchy. So that means that we could work really quick to move beyond just the simple text editor and test other interesting things like here, as you can see, like related content. And if you go to this page and scroll down, you'll see we've got some modules where you can custom select an icon to go along with the information we're presenting. So really awesome, very excited. We coordinated within an Epic, so we kind of realized we could write a script to transfer everything over, but writing that script is going to take longer than actually just getting all hands on deck with our digital experience team and just rolling up our sleeves and transferring content. And because the template we made was flexible, we could do mass migration, and we moved over every single page, um, like parent page, in one sprint. So that's 10 pages. So immediately showing the benefit of using systems, using content management systems, and the design system. And the side benefit was, because we were doing all that work, we were getting familiar with the CMS and learning while delivering tangible progress. So yeah, small sample size, but we're seeing some really positive signal back of the work we're doing. So what we're looking here, January 4th to January 28th, just that CI/CD page that I was just sharing on the last slide. Um, we're seeing dramatic improvement in page load, like 71% faster. Average time on page has gone up 76%. So again, another indicator that this content is meaningful to people and is presented in a way that is engaging, and let's say fun. Page views are up. That's awesome. That's more related probably to demand gen or push campaign type of stuff, but also because we're adding more cross-linking, I'd say that would mean that the work we're doing is also contributing to that 103% increase. Exit rate and bounce rate are down fairly significantly. So a lot of people are finding the information and moving forward with it. So if you have any questions, you can pop into this agenda doc, and I really look forward to the conversation that we're going to create through this. Thank you.